Welcome to your channel, which has a special touch in teaching the German language, which you have always loved, since it is the most accurate source of linguistic information. I'm David Johnson.
Ich bin Sophia Friedrich.
The German word of the day is
Schluss.
It has several meanings. The first meaning is end.
Wir sind nicht bis zum Schluss der Feier geblieben.
We didn't stay until the end of the celebration. The second meaning is to stop.
Machen wir für heute Schluss mit der Arbeit.
Let's stop work for today. The third meaning is to split up.
Er hat schon wieder Schluss gemacht mit ihr.
He's split up with her again. The fourth meaning is to end it all.
Er hatte angekündigt, dass er Schluss machen wolle.
He had announced that he wanted to end it all. The fifth meaning is ending.
Der Roman hat einen unbefriedigenden Schluss.
The novel has an unsatisfactory ending. The sixth meaning is conclusion.
Zu dem Schluss kommen, dass.
To come to the conclusion that. In German, there is another word that also contains
Schluss.
But it is connected to
Abschluss.
Its first meaning is completion.
Nach Abschluss der Verhandlungen.
After the negotiations are over. The second meaning is degree.
Einen guten Abschluss machen.
To get a good degree. Up to now, we have been quoting the translation from the Cambridge Dictionary, but now, here is the addition from Mr. Feroz Almanir, who discovered the secrets of this language and the relationship between its syllables, as my colleague Mr. Miller explained in a previous video. Mr. Feroz Almanir confirms in our example today that
Ab.
Wherever it is found always gives one meaning, which is stable end. The summary of the meaning of both
Schluss
and
Abschluss
is the closure or conclusion of a thing, and thus its end or result, but
Ab.
Wherever it is found means the stable end represented in bringing the thing to its end, but it represents a more saturated end than the end of
Aus.
because
Aus.
relates to the verb that after it reaches the end, the doer often goes back to the beginning again and may repeat that verb many times and sometimes even within a short time. It's like
Ausmachen.
that turns off the lights, but you find that
Ab.
is related to an action to express that it has reached a stable end, and stability here means that the return to the starting point is a rare case and much less frequent than the return that occurs in the case of
Aus.
So in the case of
Ab.
it represents stability due to stopping for a relatively long period, or because the verb reaches the maximum possible level of saturation. That is, it reaches full maturity. In any case,
Ab.
increases the level of significance of the results that are based on the action to which it relates.
Ab.
Always gives stability, and the results of stability are always more important than something easy to change. And let's apply this golden explanation from Mr. Feroz Almanir to today's example, so that a deep understanding helps you remember the meanings of the vocabulary easily. The connection of
Ab.
with
Schluss.
made the result of
Abschluss.
more stable and therefore more important. So we saw that the conclusion came from within the meanings of
Schluss.
because you may infer something different from what someone else inferred from the same details, so your conclusion is not of great importance. The conclusion is also similar to your revising of a novel, as each person has his own evaluation of it. While the most important result was what resulted from the negotiations between two countries towards a military alliance, for example, so it came among the meanings of
Abschluss.
Also, there is no doubt that the university's graduation certificate is very important, and thus it is also expressed as
Abschluss.
while the end of a celebration is certainly much less important than the end of study and graduation, because if you miss the celebration this year, you can attend it in the next many years. Also, finishing work on this day is not very important, because we will return to work the next day, and the day after the next day, and so on. Also, the end of a sexual relationship is not very important, because the opportunity exists daily to get to know someone new. and you can then avoid your mistakes that occurred during your previous relationship. On the other hand, if the relationship between you has many positives and you left each other, this is also not a serious matter, because the many positives that were in this relationship will push you to return to it again to revive it. As for suicide, although sad in itself, it is also represented by
Schluss.
because it will not result in anything, because no one can do anything after he commits suicide while graduating from university, for example, can produce many results, such as getting a prestigious job. With this touch that Mr. Faros Almanir adds to the explanation, you can easily remember the meanings of the words, because he respected your mind and gave you the real reason behind the scenes that controls the structures of German vocabulary. Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.